another edition of our CNI Solutions Facebook Live. We really appreciate everything, everybody logging in, and we're going to give you a couple of moments for a few more folks to get logged in so we can kind of discuss some things that are going on, some things that have happened this past week. The past 2 weeks, really, we've been away from you. I'm Brewster Fomby. Mr. Charles Fry, he's out of town right now, so I am your one and only host tonight. We appreciate you logging in once again. Just remember, comments, likes, shares. We appreciate all of your comments, likes, and shares. You see our fabulous green screen with CNI Solutions there. So let me give you a couple more moments right there to get a few more people to get logged in, and we're going to go ahead and talk about some entrepreneurship and some things of that nature, right? And how we teach our class here at CNI Solutions, and some of the things we do to try to help everyone that comes through the center. So I'm gonna give you a couple of moments. We appreciate you. Thank you again. All right. Well, welcome back once again. Remember, for all of those who are joining us tonight, any comments that you have for us would be great. Any ideas that you have for us would be great. We here at CNI Solutions, we appreciate everybody from Huntsville to Madison to Athens, no matter where you may be, wherever you may be listening at. We appreciate you for tuning in and listening to us. No matter, I think we even have some folks in India and different places. Maybe you can put in the comments where you're located at right now. Any likes and shares. We did a session on likes and shares recently, and that went really well, kind of giving an explanation of what likes and shares do for small businesses and how small businesses really appreciate those comments that you place within on their particular sites. It helps them to take their business to another level. Of course, constructive comments that might be. So any likes and shares that you give was really appreciated. So one of the things that we're going to talk about, some of our past events, we had the small business. We can get to the next slide. We had the small business event, Huntsville Small Business Awards, that came up, and we're going to share a photo that we had. The event was a very wonderful event that we had. We were up for an award. We had a great time. We really appreciated everyone that was there. We had the African American Chamber of Commerce leader that was there with us, as you can see in the photos. A great looking group. They even had myself in there. You can see me in there as well. Miss King, Mr. Fry, Iris, we had Maddie, as well as Gary that was there. So it was an awesome event. We really appreciate all the support for all of those who donated for us to be able to go to that event. We really appreciate all of that help. So one of the reminders I want to put out there for everyone, we're still doing the raffle for the television, right? So CNI is, like I said, we're still selling tickets. They're $5 each. 15 December, just this month, 21, we'll be raffling off that television, that 50-inch television, at 6:30 p.m. That's 6:30 p.m. the Central Time, not Eastern Time. So all of you that are on the East Coast and or West Coast, you know that time difference that exists. But remember, for that raffle also, that what can I say? International, we won't be able to ship that television international. So it is within the continental United States. We really appreciate that. Another upcoming event that we have going on, the Bob Harrison Center. The seniors at the Bob Harrison Center will, on the 15th of December as well, we'll be there doing an event with them. We'll be doing some giveaways. We really appreciate those who have participated, our volunteers who have come into the center to help pack those gifts for Christmas. all of the local businesses that have donated food and things of that nature in order to do this luncheon, as well as the gifts. Mr. Charles Fry and the whole staff here at CNI Solutions, Iris Fry, everyone included. We really appreciate that as well. So what I wanted to talk about tonight were a few things about entrepreneurship. That is entrepreneurship is one of the things that how can I say, it captivates me to a point where I want to share my passion, right? And I know a lot of you out there have some big dreams. Big dreams. It takes work. You want to take that dream and turn that thing into something that's living, something that's gonna either it's gonna get you to that level that you want, either it's financially, it's dealing with your community, dealing with your family, whatever it might be. Those are the things that you are desiring to do. That is all about that big, big dream. So with that big dream, I'm going to tell you, it is, there's some work that goes along with it. And with that work, there's some expectations. And with those expectations that are out there, you need to know what your customers' expectations are. You need to know what your own expectations are. So, so one of the things that we do within the group is this, right? We get together as a team. I use that word team, and Mr. Charles Fry, he uses that word team as well. From a team perspective, what we try to do is get the group together, different business owners, different ideas, and we sit down and we discuss, okay, which direction to go, which direction sounds best, right? And we shared with you probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the canvas. We used a business model canvas approach in order to take those ideas and annotate those ideas, because if they're only in your head, that's where they're at, in your head. So you personally hope, what do you personally hope to get out of the experience itself? The experience itself is one of those things that you want to, as you're on that train, that's one of the things that I say, you're on that train, you want to enjoy the ride. You don't want to just be on the train and be frustrated along the way. What do you want from each other, from those who are on your team, that are on the train with you? So those are the things that are some of those things that are super, super important that we discuss, and we get together and we get down to the finer things, identifying those things, writing them down, using your notes, using those ideas, placing them, putting them on the board, whether you're visiting us via Zoom, in class via Zoom or other, we use creative ways to ensure that those ideas are noted. So those things are super duper important. So what behaviors and attitudes, the group itself, right? One of the things we have an understanding within the group, and we kind of like a round table setting, right? Is that, those saying, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's the same thing with our setting in our in-house class, right? And it's the same thing on Zoom. We have an expectation that everyone respects the other's ideas, that everyone is able to share their ideas and feel free to share their ideas, that they are only amongst us. So attitudes, behaviors, all of those things, we put all of those things on the line and we discuss them and then we move forward. So those are some things that it comes with the expectations of taking your ideas and bringing them into fruition, making those things a profitable business. We had a guest approximately 2 weeks ago, Mr. Scott. Some of you know him from, I think that's Love and Huntsville, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, I think that is, right? So he was here and he talked business with us as well. Really great. Go back and watch that recording. That it is on our Huntsville CNI Solutions site. So please do take a look at that. So one of the first exercises that we do within our class, one of the first things, I really enjoy this exercise, everyone. So that exercise, what it involves is getting to know what type of leader that you are, what type of working style do you have. So a team is often made up of several different types of people. You may not like to do paperwork. You may not like to interface with people very, very much. That's kind of one of the things I do enjoy. Some people may even say that I'm a bit talkative, but I doubt it. But your working style is super duper important. Once you can identify that, and there are several different ways you can do that, but the one that we use, it might be up on your screen right now. The one that we use is a list of several questions. We take those questions, right? And you answer each one of those questions, all right? So if you're there, with us on Zoom, if you can see some of those questions, answer some of those questions and give them a number. The instructions, I think they're across the top. If you can't see them, then let us know in the comments. I'll make sure that we get a copy of that to you. So when it comes to the working style, so it gets to identifying your working style. So at the bottom of that, you're going to add those numbers up. Like I said, in the classes that we teach, it's super fun. It's fun, but it's productive. So being productive is one of the key things about being in this class. So you take those questions that are there, like I said, and you just answer each one of them. The column that has the highest number from A, B, C, and D, you're going to take that number, okay? And the results are going to be what's going to come up on the screen now. And then you're going to probably say, am I really do I really have that type of working style? And I'll tell you what, once you calculate those numbers, right, and you look at the key, you're going to say, wow, that's pretty spot on. You can do other exercises just the same, right? And you'll probably say, well, wow, that was pretty accurate. I did it. I calculated the numbers, and I'm not going to identify right now what my particular working style was. For instance, if your higher numbers, your highest total was in column alpha or column A, you're categorized as a doer. With every style, you need another style, a working style to complement that style. So you may be able to see there in red, it says, may forget to look up and communicate with those who are, that you're working with. You get so involved in your work. So those are things that we identify. We help you to identify. Let me rephrase that. That's why we identify ourselves as facilitators. We're here to facilitate the instructions. We're here to facilitate the knowledge that you have and that's within the group. Okay. So column B, lead. Well, what are one of the things about lead? Leaders can be disconnected from others. Some of you have jobs, you might see that sometimes, but I find that how can you help that leader out as well? But as you're putting together that team, that group, right, you want to ensure that you have the different a working team you're going to have the leaders, you're going to have those that that are going to get things done. You're also going to have those who are going to be able to communicate well with employees when it comes to issues. And, those people are oftentimes in your human resources and things of that nature and dealing with customers in your service area, customer service, right? So then they're the learners, right? Those who are learners, they're in a constant, it says without, let me see here, without others, they stay involved. They're constantly learning. There are some of you out there that are doing that. And so when you're constantly learning, is that one of the things that are you most productive when you're constantly learning? So, like I said, with that working style, that's another part of the entrepreneurship program that we get into, that we cover. That's in the first week within session 1, 1.5 hours per session, a total of 3 hours per week. We really enjoy it. If you can't make it into class, we try to ensure that we get you logged in on Zoom so you can keep flowing throughout the class. We have a class that we're working on putting together right now for the month. We'll start the month of January. The date, I'll make sure I get back with you with that date. So what we're doing now, we're letting you know about these classes. So, you may be interested in taking these classes. We really, go to our website, cnisolutions.org. That's cnisolutions.org. Contact us by phone, leave us a message, or speak to someone that's on staff here, and ensure that you get all of the information that you need. The costs and other things of that nature can be discussed with the staff that's on call. So Please take a look at that. Tonight's session is not going to be that long. Those are some of the things I want to talk to you all about. So you can look and see if this is for you, come out and take a class with us and let's have some fun. And also take your business to the next level. You may have already started and found out that, well, hey, I need to kind of do some pivoting. Some things aren't as productive. Things aren't going the way that I thought. Well, that's why we're here. We're here to serve the community, and that's what we feel like we do best. If you've been watching us, you see the different things that we get into. Yes, we did have an opportunity with the Huntsville Chamber of Commerce to dress up, but most of the time, if you go back and you look at our photos, there's no dressing up. So one of my favorite sayings is this. It is one of the favorite. My son, he really kind of hides from me when I communicate with people all the time, and I talk to them just like they're a part of my family, because each one of you are, in a sense. You're me and I'm you. That is one of the things that I truly believe in. One of the things that we're missing, and one of the things that we here at CNI Solutions try to ensure that everybody realizes and knows, we're all on a journey. And so let's see if we can get this journey started together. So with that, okay, remember also your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. So, put your eyes on the prize, stay focused, move forward, and ensure that all things are come together, because nothing will get done without you taking that step forward, taking that step, that leap of faith, right? So, like I said, contact us here at CNI Solutions. You can go to our website. Once again, that's www.cnisolutions.org. That's cnisolutions.org, and ensure that you leave us a message, and we really appreciate that. We really love the traffic that comes through our website. So with that being said, everyone have a fabulous night. We'll be back next week. We have an awesome show for you next week. Some great things that are going on, and tune in. Matter of fact, share it with a friend while you're watching. Okay. Remember, your likes, your shares, and your comments are important to us. So everyone, have a great night. Thank you.